would save you from some of those jokes we got earlier. So. Well, again, thank you so much. Like I said, we don't have any of that, but we have a great water park. My introduction, if you will, into roller coasters started, and I don't know how many of you will remember this, but it started at Riverview. And I remember the first time my dad, I was 8 years old, when my dad let me ride the bobs by myself for the first time. And they didn't have any of those restraints and all that. They had that strap that went across, and I remember sliding back and forth, and that was a great time. So that was my first foray, if you will, into the entertainment industry or theme park. And then we got the idea, or I got the idea, hey, let's build a water park in the Chicagoland market. So, so here we are. We opened in 2008, and those of you, it's great. One thing I want to say about this group is I love the passion of this group. I haven't been around. I mean, we go to IAPA, and that's pretty passionate. This is passion. This is pretty cool. So sitting at these tables, these guys know more than I do about it, and I own the stupid thing, so it's so we opened in 2008, and seasonal business, you know, Memorial Day to Labor Day. We opened 5 weeks late. And then we followed up, but things got better. Then we followed up 2009 with the coldest summer on record. And at that point, it was bad. It was, I'm telling you, it was bad. I see these, it's so great seeing all these parks and these big, you know, $300 million, where Brad and I are like $300 million, it's crazy, but we didn't have that. It was just me and my wife. And we were a lot better off before we built Raging Waves than after we built Raging Waves. Somebody once said, hey, you know how to make $1 million? And I said, yeah, start with 32. And stop. So anyway, things got better, and things are going a lot better. And last year we put in our first new, long overdue, but we put in our first new major attraction, Wonambi. It's a tornado wave from Pro Slide. We won a Golden Ticket Award, so that was neat. It was the 5th best water park. That was a big thing for us. And after what we went through building the park and getting behind and oh my goodness, and owing money and paying everybody off, which was really cool, we decided we're never putting anything in again until we can pay for it. So that's the approach we're going to take. But last year, like I said, we put in our first new major attraction, and it was well received, got great reviews, and yeah, so it's doing a lot better. So I think what I'll do now is I'll stop right now. Thank you again. I really, really appreciate it. It's great meeting you folks. Again, I know I'm maybe overstating it, but love the passion here. Just unbelievable. So I'm going to turn it over to Brad. He'll tell you a little bit about how we got involved with ACE. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Again, we don't have any special videos or anything like that, but oh yeah, we have the map here. So I'll start though. You know, people might be asking where we're actually located. We're in a town called Yorkville. If you haven't heard of it, it's right near Aurora, Naperville area. So we're southwest suburbs of Chicago. So actually only about an hour from here, but we're on 45 acres. We have 20 slides, we have quarter-mile lazy river, 350,000-gallon wave pool. So we have a lot of different attractions. We were really excited to start getting involved with ACE midway through last summer. I was working with Jeff and Dan, and we had a little event at the end of last summer, but right now we're working to get more involved and have an event, and considering most of the people here today are from the Chicagoland area, so, and we're just kind of right in your back door. So again, when you look at the map, again, we have all of our major slides, but then in the middle there's the lazy river, we have our wave pool, we have kiddie areas. So I mean, we kind of have all the major things that you see at a water park, and we're, again, not too far. We're right in your back door. So does anyone have any questions on the park?
Talk a little bit about your wave pool, because it's so much different than what we see in other, how the waves are, your maintenance guy, how he did the wave pattern, different wave patterns in the pool. And
yeah, you know what it all came down to? It's what we could afford. Yeah, we wanted to be bigger, but yeah, we came.
She was talking about because they went the configuration.
We did the backstage tour, remember that? And he was talking about how he had to reconfigure the waves.
He's got stuck
And we
with
were-
Yeah, thanks. I told you knew more about my business than I did. Yeah, it's done, waves are made with air. And again, this group probably knows that, but it's all made with air. These machines back there that if they were blowing on you, they'd pin you against the wall and you couldn't get off that wall. It's incredible. And then it's just a series of manifolds that computer controlled these little manifolds that go back and forth really quick. And it's just air goes out, air comes in, and you can change that with the different chambers at the back end of the wave pool. You can change that all just by directing these manifolds and the way the air goes in and the way the air escapes. And that's how you come up with the different waves. So.
How much money did it originally cost to build Raging Waves?
Yeah, it was $32 million.
Really, it is a very nice water park, and you know the thing is, you guys really did do a nice job.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks. We really do. We put our heart and soul in it. You know, it's. I gotta tell you, we follow Dollywood up here. Like, what the heck are we doing up here? You know, I do appreciate that. We have a great water park. You know, I have said before. I was telling people at our table, we go to IAPA every year, and right away, I brought Brad down the first time. We brought our whole staff down this year, and the first thing we do is go to the Philadelphia Toboggan Company, and they always have that train there right on the trade show floor. And I always say, I want a roller coaster. I really want a roller coaster, but we're a water park. No apologies for that, but yeah, thank you. Thanks for those kind words. Yeah.
What year did you guys open?
In 2008.
When are you building your first one?
Great question, Scott.
That's interesting because, yeah, we just acquired 20 more acres. There you go. And we're thinking of a way to try to extend our season, and water rides aren't going to do that. So, yeah, I'll shut up.
There's this little water park in Gulf Shores, Alabama. They put in a little Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk. Okay.
We had one. We did this year.
Yeah, so we had a small one we put together last year, but we're working right now. We're going to figure out a date, so we're going to have an event this summer. So once we get all that finalized, Dan will make sure to get the information out there.
What is the capacity in your park? And I don't see like where you have a lot of like shade, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
You know, sun, water.
Yeah, our daily capacity is about 7,000 guests, so an average in the summer we see nearly about 300,000 people. But yeah, you know, there's shade structures all throughout. The thing is that we're in Yorkville, and if you're not familiar with Yorkville, it's kind of out in the country. So when you're coming to our park, and you're driving down Route 47, and it's cornfield, 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 and then boom, water park. So there wasn't a lot of natural shade. So you know, now that we've been there for a while, we're getting that, but we have a lot of shade structures around the park. Any other questions?
Thought about putting in a water coaster.
Yeah, that is something we've looked into, and you know, again, hopefully in the future, it's expansion plans. Can we do it?
Your question.
Oh, yo, about water. Oh, what you're saying about just water parks here? No, yeah, we just had a great conversation with her as well, and you know, we're in the same field, but you know, even though we don't have, the coasters and everything like that, you know, we still have a lot of fun attractions and the adrenaline, and you know, they're fun and exciting. Definitely, you know, the new slide we just put in, You go through some twists and turns. It's a family 4 raft ride, but then when you shoot down, you go up a 42-foot wall, and it's near vertical 0 gravity. So it really gives you that the pump of adrenaline.
And it did take us more than 20 years to get an uphill water coaster, just saying.
Don't discount yourself, because all the other parts, for example, how long was it just Great America? And now it's Great America and Hurricane Harbor. Water parks are big. Kings Island is a water park, Cedar Point is a water park, Six Flags finally put in a water park. You guys are a big part of the industry. And I apologize, I didn't know you were there. Now that I know you're there, I want to go check you out.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
We'll be working on discounts.
Cool.
So, yeah, one very important thing that people may not know about your park is the price for food.
Yeah, that's one thing. So, we being family owned, we want to really have that family atmosphere. So we try to make everything pretty reasonable. So, in terms of food, if you want a hot dog, fries, and a drink, I think this year was $5.49 for the meal. Wow. So the food we try to make reasonable, and then also we don't charge for parking as well.
Cool. I know, I saw that.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so we're with the designer. The initial designer of Raging Waves was a guy who worked at Universal Studios, and he worked on, what do they call it, City Walk? Yeah. So he said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want the palm trees, and I want the Caribbean theme, and he said, well, a lot of parks do that. And he said, do you know what it costs to transplant those palm trees every year? And so we looked into that, and he said, other parks have set the bar up here, and with your budget, you're going to come in down here. So we didn't want to do that. So he said, why don't we do, he sat back in his chair, I'm telling you, true story, it took him all of 10 seconds, he said, Australian theme. You can go in a myriad of directions with the Australian theme, and so we try to do that, and we try to enhance that every single year. I mean, theming is just, on a budget line item, theming is a bottomless pit. We could spend $1 million, and when we're done, we could look and say we need to spend 3 more, and when we're done with that, let's add 2 more, and then let's add another one just for the heck of it, And so we try to enhance it. We're always trying to get really creative. We've aligned ourselves with some good folks down in the Atlanta area and the Orlando area. They're helping us out. So each year we just keep adding and adding on the theme. That's a great question.